Hello everyone, welcome back to more of The Sims 4. We are in the Millard household for today's episode. A household of only 2 people. As the last time we were here, obviously Rocco passed away, so it's just Willow and Daniel now. All very sad. In fact, Daniel's still not coping particularly well. So that's very sad, and unfortunately it's also a holiday today, so it feels wrong to almost make them be cheerful. Although I've said that, as soon as I said that, he becomes happy. So the good cry in bed is all that needed to happen. I feel like maybe Daniel just really likes Harvestfest, because today is Harvestfest. So that kind of helped him get over the last bit of sadness. Probably just thinking of some fond memories of his dad at Harvestfest maybe. So yeah, Willow is just currently working on her latest book, Mind Over Alien Matter. We've decorated the house a bit, but we still have a few more things to do tradition-wise today, but we are going to also invite everyone over from the other households, get them round for a grand meal. So in fact, Willow, you're going to have to stop working on your book for now and cook a grand meal. A turkey dinner, do that. Then Daniel, you can invite people over. So everyone's starting to come round now. Charlotte's just chatting with Daniel, kind of making sure he's okay and everything. Probably asking him about how things are going with him and Bentley, because she's like their biggest fan, which is quite funny. So yeah, there's that, which is fun, and things are going well with Bentley. I don't know if we'll invite him round for this Harvestfest, just because it's more of a family thing, I think, especially because we've just lost Rocco. But he's probably busy with his own family anyway. But yeah, it's nice to kind of have everyone here. Dinner seems to be nearly done, which is good. Meanwhile, Daniel has a big thing about appeasing gnomes. He really wants to do that, apparently. That's a tradition he loves about today. So we're going to go and have him appease some gnomes for whatever reason. There we go. Willow's reached cooking level 9, which is awesome. So let's call to grand meal. Move that out of the way. Obviously, there's not going to be enough room for everyone at the table, so we're going to have to see who gets unlucky and has to just stand or sit elsewhere. But regardless, a nice, wholesome scene as everyone kind of eats a meal together. Oh, people are being polite, but like, oh no, I'm going to sit here actually. Oh no, you sit there, you sit there. I mean, there's still some spare chairs going, guys. Oh no, you're going to stand up as well. That's fine. Oh, I know you're standing up. Right, you're just going to stand in the kitchen and eat instead of use the table. Tara's like, well, if no one else is sitting down, screw you guys. I want to relax. So yeah, we just have 3 empty chairs, 4 people just stood. I feel like the adults are just a bit too polite and don't want people to kind of feel left out. So they just stood here. Ah. Daniel's just gained some sentiment with Tara. It means a lot that you made time for me. Wholesome, wholesome scenes. Well, even if people seem to be against sitting down for the most part, you know, it's good to see what's left of the gang all together having a good time. Because this is episode 48 or something now, so we're coming down to the wire. We only have another 2 after this. We're going to really start wrapping things up. I don't know how I'm going to handle the next kind of episodes. I'm sure the last episode will check in with every single person, not just do it's set in one household. But I may also just do that for the next episode as well. Not sure yet. It depends how stories pan out. But for now, pretty fun scenes for Harvestfest, all things considered. But you know, Rocco would want them to have a good time, of course. But we also need to get a few more traditions and stuff done for sure. Oh, hang on. Oh, Bentley was here, and then he immediately had to go, apparently. But that's kind of nice that he briefly came by to say, oh, just what to say, happy Harvestfest. So Daniel's actually completed everything he needs to do for Harvestfest, so absolutely smashed that. Willow, still not quite yet. Oh, I forgot all these blimmin' seed packets they've just dropped, didn't they? Right, these guys are all heading off now, because it's getting a bit later on in the evening, because they were just around for dinner. But at least they got to spend a bit of time together. Well, I say that. A couple of people just... I mean, they've eaten a good chunk of it. Maybe, you know, it's a bit too much of a grown-up meal for Tara, maybe. She still just wants candy, which is a mood. But yeah, Willow has appeased the gnome, so that's good. All she needs to do now is share in the spirit of Harvestfest. So do that, and hopefully we'll be able to complete what's going on with her as well. Be thankful. I'm sure these 2 are very thankful that they've had such, you know, a pleasant day together, eating the meal with all their loved ones. They're thankful to have had Rocco in their lives. and little Clooney as well, wherever he may be now. So while it's still kind of bittersweet that he's not here, Rocco's still very much in their spirits. And with that, she just completed her last little thing she wanted to do for Harvestfest. So absolutely nailed it. And I'm noticing you're inspired, which is a very good mood for you to write in. So resume writing your book right now. So I think if you're inspired, there's more chance of it being a bestseller. So hopefully she can just keep on working with that. Meanwhile, seed packets all over the place, so I'm just going to drag those around. I'd forgotten how annoying that could be. It's getting later in the day, so let's just gonna have a chat with Bentley. Let's finish writing an entire book. Good, so she's finished that, which is excellent. You can send a thank you card. Anyway, send that to Literary Digest. In fact, that also helps it be a bestseller. Maybe. Send a thank you card. I mean, you can't send it to those technically, can you? Send a thank you card to Leo. Why not? That's kind of a wholesome thing. Can you send one? You can. Send a thank you card to Bentley for all his support lately. That'd be fun. So Daniel's doing a bit more reading of stuff. What he may be reading, I'm sure he's probably keeping the contents of from Willow. But you know, I think especially thinking even more now that his dad's passed away and Rocco was like a sorcerer and stuff, he was very much involved in kind of supernatural, mystical elements. I think it's kind of spurned Daniel on even further to pursue the more supernatural kind of things and continue his hunt for Kai. See, look at that determination. It's like a training montage. So yeah, he kind of has a plan for that. We talked about it before, but he didn't really have time before now. But we probably think tomorrow he's going to head to a local library and see if he can find any traces of Kai Lockwood throughout the years, and see if he can kind of maybe get a picture, see what he looks like, just to properly get started on his search. Ah, but look at these two hugging it out after a long day, and it's been a very tough few weeks for them, obviously, with their grief and everything. But it's nice to see them come through on the other side. Harvestfest successful. Amazing. Rocco's ghosts come to visit them both when they're asleep, and then possess the toilet. That kind of ruined the sweetness of the occasion, Rocco, but okay, nice to see you. Right, so 6 AM, bright and early, and Daniel has just woken up because he has plans again. Like when he met with Vlad, he's going to sneak out a bit early and maybe be back in time for his mum to wake up, or just so he doesn't have to answer too many questions about where he's going. So yeah, let's have him head off to the library. And since it's still fairly early, the library's basically empty. This is the one that mainly university students will use. We're starting with a bit of online research, which granted he couldn't have done at home, but I suppose home has internet history that Willow could check, so probably for the best just checking out some forums again, I think, because we saw him post in forums before saying, have you heard of this guy, you've seen him around in like those kind of Reddit places, and he did have a few people that claimed to know Kai and give him some possible addresses, but before he goes to those addresses he actually wants to know what the guy looks like, which is why he's really coming here, to get a positive idea of him. He hopes to report to Vlad very soon with some good news, some kind of developments. Oh, someone else has turned up, using the bathroom. Ah, it's the librarian, Dash Parik. So let's introduce ourselves to this guy, and maybe ask him where the books on vampires are. I don't know. Maybe like a census or yearbooks from like God knows how long ago. So I think a good one here is obviously debate the existence of vampires. So let's get him to ask about that. We're just kind of saying, you know, I'm kind of trying to do some research for a family tree, and I kind of need, you know, records and stuff of residents in the local area from years gone by, different kind of censuses, stuff like that, if you have anything. So I'm sure the librarians just kind of point him in the right direction, and we'll see what he can find. So he's been directed upstairs to kind of look at some different books and see if he can find any kind of sort of reference. So you might as well just sit there with it, I suppose. It might take a bit of time for him to flip through all these different books, but I think his determination will probably win out, and maybe he'll find something good. We'll see. Okay, Willow's royalties have come in, and Mind Over Alien Matters made 357 simoleons on like its first day, so it's doing very well. So that's a very good start. Midnight Chronicles Book 4 is still performing very strong. certainly did Rocco proud with those stories about him, which is very, very nice. Daniel's actually been here for like 4.5 hours at this point. So he's got through a lot of books. But he has found some traces in some censuses of a Kai Lockwood. And apparently he was in his mid-20s when he was kind of his latest recording of him that he can find. Which is, of course, he's going to assume maybe it was around that age that he was turned into a vampire. He was actually noted to have been living with someone else, living with another woman, assumedly a significant other. But it seems she lived to a ripe old age, whereas he seems to have kind of disappeared from the records. So exactly what went down with Kai and this other woman he was with is the mystery. But now that Daniel's kind of found some records for that, he's going to try and go for another online search probably and see if he can draw up some images of him, because they're more likely to be images of him online from when they've scanned books in to an online database than actually in the library. Okay, so he's scrolling through some pictures and he's actually found a match for Kai Lockwood, it would seem. There was no like full name, but there was a Kai and an L, but some of the information's been redacted. But he's fairly confident with like the dates adding up and everything, the mention of this other woman with him in some photos. He's pretty sure he knows what Kai looks like, so he's going to now get some of the addresses he got from people on online forums, look around those addresses and see if he can track down Kai in the near future. But yeah, he's got a good idea of what he looks like now. He knows he's blonde, and it seems the reports of him being around 20, mid-20s were fairly accurate after all. And that's kind of how he looks now. So it assumed he was transformed into a vampire around then, or he was always a vampire. And, you know, some vampires stop aging at different points in their life, and maybe he just stopped at around that point. That is what obviously Daniel's going to need to delve into more and find out. But at least for now, we can let Vlad know I've got some very solid leads on tracking him down. And if he is back in this local area, we'll be able to find him. Wow. A woman called Serenity. Love that name. However, you have been here for 6 hours now, and your mother's probably worried sick, so you need to rush back and make some excuses, I think. Oh, hello, random children. Max Light and Julius Hargrove. Oh. As soon as he gets back, Bentley's like, do you want to go on the date? So you're free. Let's go on the date right now. Okay, we're going to go. We're going to say he made it back. Said, oh, well, my excuse was going to be that he's hanging out with Bentley, but now he's actually about to go on a date with Bentley. So I think he's going to be like, right, I was just hanging with Bentley for a bit. We decided to go out to dinner, so I've just come back to get changed and get a few things. And before Willow can even ask him and say, but you haven't even changed, he's rush off again. So I guess we're having a date with Bentley now. Shay Lama, I think this is. Shez Lama. I still don't know how to pronounce the name. But we haven't been here for a while. I remember Alphonse and Supriya coming here for dinner once. That was a very early episode. But yeah, I think these guys are going to have a good date, hopefully. You're having a good time, Dan. Instantly flirty. Hot lunch date. Wow. Okay, so that's... before things get too flirty with these two, let's actually get something ordered, shall we? What should we go for? I mean, you're a young adult now, so you can drink and drink responsibly. Simsmopolitan. That's very expensive, but screw it. We can afford it. You can both have that. Appetizers. I feel like Daniel would want something kind of like that. I feel like Bentley would be like all extravagant and stuff. That looks very well prepared, so he'd probably go for that. Okay, so they're just ordering now. Hopefully the food won't be too long. Sometimes in this game they're very quick. Sometimes it will take lots and lots and lots and lots of sim hours for any food to even come out. But yeah, she's now just standing there. But yeah, I love that these two just became instantly flirty. Hilarious. Hello. And yeah, spontaneous date, I guess. So Bentley's just kind of asking him, oh, how was your day? You said you were busy for a lot of it, so I was just wondering what you were up to. So, oh, I was just in the library, actually, just doing some research about maybe potentially going to university one day, maybe, I don't know. And I also wanted to get out of the house, you know, it was a lot with Harvestfest yesterday, just seeing everyone again. It was nice to kind of have a bit of alone time, and I think Bentley understands that. Obviously, that's not the full truth about what he was researching, but since that's what Bentley believes, he's kind of saying, oh yeah, I've applied for university myself, so I'm going to be going there, and I'm looking forward to it. And, you know, if you do decide to go, you know, we could go to the same one, and we can, like, live together, spend a lot more time together. But deep down, Daniel knows university is certainly not for him anytime soon. But he's happy that Bentley wants to go and pursue his career. And I'm sure that, you know, there can't be too much drama headed their way, can there, really? If one of them's in university, one of them's going to be pursuing supernatural stuff, I'm sure that's not something to explore in, like, I don't know, a spin-off series of its own about supernatural things. I don't know. Just spitballing, you know, random things. Food is here, I believe, yeah. So there's the starters and appetizers, I should say, and the drinks. Oh! I didn't even notice. I just got an option. I wanted these two to take a photo together, and it gave him the option to take a photo with Leo. I was like, how can he take a photo with Leo? He's not nearby. I love that he's just taken his daughter out for... Oh, there we go. They just cut to the photo. I love that he's taken his daughter out for, like, a little meal. That's very sweet. Charlotte was probably like, I just want to do a lot of painting in my own, like, mind space. You two have fun for the day. Or maybe she's at work, I don't know. Let's take a few just in case they turn out as trash. There we go. So that should be a fun little photo. And yeah, that's amazing. I love that those two are there. And only like 2 tables away from here. Right. Let's end the meal and pay because the date's almost over. And they had a very nice time. So another successful date for those two. I like that Bentley's very keen for dates, like, all the time. Might be a bit harder, obviously, when he goes to uni. Maybe that's why he's so keen to spend as much time with Daniel as he can, because they're not going to get as much time together once he goes to university, and Daniel does whatever on earth he's going to do. So yeah, let's change your outfit now. And Willow has just already changed into, like, her like bedtime gear, which is hilarious considering it's only 5 PM, but she probably had a nap or something. And yeah, let's kind of see how that photo actually turned out of you two. Oh my god. Vlad wants to come over and hang out. Daniel's going to be like, thanks but no thanks, my mum doesn't actually know about this whole thing with us, so I'll just call you and let you know everything. But yeah, don't come over. But clearly Vlad knew that Daniel was conducting some good research today and probably has some answers for him. Anyway, if we look at this photo of these two... oh yeah, let's have him... He's going to put it right there next to his dad's, like, parting gift. Then just put a frame on it like that. But yeah, I think at least one of the pictures turned out good. So, nice little memento there of those two. Right, so Daniel's just like, I'm just going to go for a bit of a jog around the house. I'll be right back. And while he's out here, he'll give Vlad a call and just let him know all the developments. He's like, well, I know what he looks like. I've got some potential addresses for him. I'll try and track him down, see where we go from there. And I'm sure Vlad will be pleased with those developments, but I think he's still very, very keen to learn more as soon as possible. So the pressure's still on, but Daniel's made a lot of progress today in terms of his search for Kai Lockwood. So we'll see how that goes. So these two are just talking about their days. You know, Daniel's going to have a lot of stories about what him and Bentley got up to all day, all like those 8 or 9 hours that they spent together. And he's even getting flirty thinking about Bentley, look, glowing pink. And Willow, very wholesomely, is glowing green, which means happy. So she's obviously very happy that her son's relationship's going well. And yeah, I think they're also just discussing, you know, how quiet the house is without Rocco around and how weird it is, you know, they're so used to seeing magic all around the house, stuff like that. But it's an adjustment period, and I think they are kind of still working through it. So it's nice that those two can still lean on each other, check in with each other when they need to. And Daniel also, actually, Willow gave Daniel the horse sculpture that Rocco carved when he was into wood carving for a bit. So Daniel actually has that with him now. It's like another little present. So wherever he kind of ends up in life, he's going to have quite a few mementos of his dad. Look at all these bloody seeds from these gnomes. Why are these gnomes not gone? Go away. It's kind of sad just seeing like the empty woodworking table, the empty cauldron that's not been used in ages. Remember the good old days when that was just filled with mac and cheese. These two have a really lovely bond actually, and I think, you know, Willow sees a lot of Rocco in Daniel. You know, I think he very much looks more like his dad. I think, you know, in some features you can see Willow in Daniel, but you know, he inherited his dad's blonde hair and all that. So yeah, I think it's probably a comfort to her to still have Daniel around her right now. And yeah, it's nice to see those two are doing okay. Oh, where are you off to? Doing some sit-ups outside. Okay. She's probably thinking, God, that boy's doing far too much exercise recently. He just went for a jog earlier. Little do you know, Willow, that he was actually just calling, you know, head honcho vampire, as you casually do. Oh no! I shouldn't have said I liked her name earlier. She's just died. I didn't think... Was she old? I guess she must have been. Oh, wow. Sorry, Serenity. I kind of cursed you there, didn't I? Oh my god. Arlene Sheets has died. Wow. What timing for the last episode that we happened to bump into her again. On Sixum. Now she's passed away. God, she really did find some peace, like visiting Earth and visiting Leo and everyone. Because now she's moved on to the next life. Oh, wow. God. Double whammy there. Serenity and Arlene. Oh. Well, they woke up kind of in sync then. Oh, and it's snowing today. How about that? What season even is it? I've completely lost track of everything. Oh, yeah, of course. It's fall, isn't it? Because we had Winterfest. Not Winterfest, Harvestfest. It will soon be Winterfest, though. Not that long. Wow, we don't have any birthdays for ages. Damn. Okay. Well, that's a nice little weather for the day. Bit of snow. Feeling very energized, Daniel. Feel like we might need to maybe borrow some of the gym equipment, maybe from the Alfonso house. I feel like maybe Daniel should inherit that because he's quite into fitness now. To be fair, I think he got the active trait, didn't he, when he aged up a couple of episodes back. To be fair, I think that happened. Was that him? It must have been him. Yes, it was, because it was the episode Rocco died in, wasn't he? He died just after Rocco's birthday. And he randomly got the active trait. That's why he started doing sit-ups and all that run, like, suddenly. I was like, why is he suddenly doing all this? So maybe that could be where that gym equipment goes. Whether or not we sell the Alfonso house or keep it in the family, I'm not sure yet. But yes, we'll see. Here's a lovely house that we have here. Oh, as soon as I go to zoom out and do that, the beautiful shot of the whole house, it stops bloody snowing. Rude. Okay, fine. If you don't want my game to look picturesque, that's on you. Anyway, what are you up to? He's browsing the web again. Probably looking for even more information if he can find any on Kai Lockwood. But, you know, we'll address that fairly soon, I'm sure. Meanwhile, what are you doing? Oh, you're trimming this. Wow, I haven't even noticed that was there. How long has that been there? Like, as long as we've had this house, surely. Because I haven't really changed the furniture too much in here. I've only just noticed there's a plant in the middle of the room. Well, there you go. You really do learn something new every day. Aliens Don't Need Sunglasses 2 and Mind Over Alien Matter, both doing very well. And Midnight Chronicles Book 4, still smashing it. 355, that's even doing better than her latest one. Damn, that's kind of impressive. But again, a huge testament to Rocco, and what a cool guy he was and his adventures. So yeah, it's very peaceful here in Glimmerbrook. This is definitely one of my favourite maps in the game. Old Glimmerbrook. Have I never seen that before? That's cool. I wish you could like go around in that boat, but it doesn't let you. This isn't Sulani, Liam. But yeah, peaceful morning in Glimmerbrook, Saturday morning. I'm sure these two will just spend the weekend together calmly now. Daniel's kind of had his excitement going out and about with Bentley and doing research on vampires and stuff for the time being. And I actually think we're going to call the episode there. I hadn't really had much else planned for them this time around. But yeah, overall, it's nice to see these guys kind of start to move forward, enjoying each other's company, being happy with themselves and their lives, just enjoying it while it still lasts, because who knows when things are really going to change. Well, I know, but they don't, so there we go. Yeah, we had a really successful Harvestfest for them both as well. We got everyone round for it, so it was nice to see them all together. They haven't quite mastered the concept of sitting on a chair, but I'll give them a pass. And that might be the last Harvestfest we have, at least with a lot of these characters. We'll have to see in the long term if some of these characters have more, but yeah, that was a nice little kind of occasion for them. And Daniel has been very successful and made a lot of breakthroughs in his quest to find Kai Lockwood, the mysterious vampire. He knows what he looks like now, so the hunt will really be on for him, and he let Vlad know and everything. Bentley also asked him out on a date, and is immediately wanting to come over now, so I guess it's not asking him out of the house again. We've already done a bit of that, so yeah, invite him in, why not? I'm not sure if Willow properly met him yet. Oh yeah, they have met. Okay. Well, those two can chat as well, catch up a bit. So yeah, obviously these two are going very strong as well. And hopefully, you know, what Daniel is keeping from Bentley and his mother about what he's getting up to won't cause too many problems in the long run. Let me know your continued thoughts on how you think you'd want to see these guys' stories end in the long run. Obviously, Daniel will be sticking around into our next series that I'm doing, the Supernatural series, and we'll see Bentley pop up a bit as well, is the plan, unless things really go dramatic until then, the last 2 episodes. But what else would you like to see, and what do you think Kai is going to be like when/if we ever track him down? Let me know. Some person we're surely not going to meet is Houston. He just died. Houston, we have a problem. You died. Desperately trying to not read too much into that, I'm sure, is what Willow's trying to do right now. But with that, we're going to leave the episode there. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.